Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of the Unleashing the Future of Work, a guide podcast, live and direct on all your popular channels from Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it, and Twitter too. And today I'm joined by an awesome friend. I used to go to college with this guy. I used to go to school with them. Shout out to Texas Tech University. Pelumi Oke is the CEO of Pelumi Oke Bespoke, a menswear line focused on providing quality tailoring services to men of all body frames across all personal and professional spectrums, and a senior business management consultant at EY, one of the major Big Four accounting firms. Today, we're going to be talking about a variety of different things, ranging from entrepreneurship to remote work to the future of work, and really just hearing his story on how he's built his business. And, one of the things I'm really going to get giddy with him about is the creative process to building anything. In his case, a menswear line, right? And we're really go deep. We're really going to go deep on that. Before I bring him on, I would love to show love to our amazing audience who's tuning in from around the world. Please comment in the comments where you're tuning in from so I can show you some love and recognize you. And as we go through this episode, if you have any questions for Pelumi or I, feel free to ask them as we go through this episode. It's going to be an awesome episode. I've been looking forward for this episode for a while now because Pelumi is such a great friend and such a great guy. And we're going to go deep. So without further ado, I would love to bring on Pelumi on the show. What's good, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, brother. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. It's a happy Thursday.
Yeah.
All these days feel the same these days. We'll take it.
Yeah,
Thank you for such a thorough introduction, man. You make me feel special, bro. I appreciate
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you're tuning in you're in Dallas right now, right?
I am,
Yeah.
man. I am in Dallas.
Yeah. Wow, man. How have you been hanging there during COVID, man?
Staying safe, staying inside. I'm not taking any chances, man. I haven't had a haircut in literally months, man. That's why I have a cap on. Anything honestly, just to keep myself safe, keep my family and friends safe, if possible, and the rest kind of work itself out. So I know it's in due time, man. We'll be right back outside.
Yeah.
What we all love to do and everything like that. So
yeah,
man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I've been doing the same thing, man. Just staying safe. Houston's actually back in action now. Everyone's going to work and eating groceries again. It's interesting. I want to show love really quick to Sri. Hello, Sri from India. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to DeAndre, who's saying, "What's up, Tim? This is Dre from Access with Ruben Lynch." What's up, DeAndre? Haven't heard from you in a while, man. Thank you for tuning in and viewing today's episode. Pelumi, man, I would love for you to share a little bit about, yourself, and all the awesome work that you do, and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, as Tim said, I am a business consultant at Ernst & Young. I've been there for a little under 4 years now, all around the range of business management, project management, and organizational design. That's my immediate work. And on the side, I dabble in some fabric, to be specific. I'm a suit connoisseur. I make bespoke suits from scratch and by hand, and I've been doing that for a good while as well, over 3 years now. So those are the main things that I've been balancing and kind of pushing forward as far as the future of work goes. And of course, just planning a little bit in real estate and trying to cement myself and get a footing in real estate in Dallas as well. So
yeah. Man, so tell me, man, how long have you been passionate about? Because you've always kind of wanted to start this streetwear business, man. So
Absolutely.
Where did that passion stem from, bro?
So the passion actually came from college. You know what I mean? The good old days, right? Back in school, man, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", I weigh 235 pounds. The likelihood of me going to a JCPenney or a Macy's or Dillard's to find a suit that fits me properly is just not likely. You know what I mean? It's not like I have huge arms. I'm not built like the regular mannequin or the regular human being, which I pride myself on doing, and just through pure frustration through college and post-grad, I could never find anything to fit me like I wanted it to fit me. I know how a men's suit is supposed to fit. I know how a specific shirt is supposed to fit properly, comfortably and breathable. And I wasn't able to get that from the retail markets that are out here now, or they're somewhat out here now as they're currently closing. But that's another that's a topic we'll get to later. But you know, I wanted to see the change, you know, and from there I just went on with it and trying to figure out the best way to go about it. You know, luckily for me, I know what a quality shoot is supposed to look like. I did my research, studied as much as I could, utilized YouTube to get the information that I, you know, that I needed. And just started on my journey on being a business owner. You know, being a business owner was something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But now I mixed that with the fact that I actually just had a problem that I needed to solve for myself. Mixing those two together, that's how the Pelumi Oke brand was born.
That's huge, man. You know, shout out to Senna who's tuning in from Minnesota, I believe.
Oh, man.
Thank you so much, Senna. And I'm as excited about this episode as you. You know, I would love to get your thoughts, amazing guide community. You know, when was the last time you wanted to start a business, or what business are you looking to start? Let us know in the comments below. You know, Pelumi, I want to get your thoughts on it. What was the moment you realized that you had to start and build your own side hustle, man?
Oh man, immediately, honestly. I think as soon as I graduated and got a job within EY, and I think within like 6 to 12 months, I kind of realized that it just wasn't enough for the type of lifestyle that I wanted to live. And I think you actually said it perfectly. It said, I believe I wrote it down. Let me pull it up real quick. It says the only job security you have is the one you create for yourself. Right? That, as soon as this is something that you posted recently, but it's kind of like been my mindset for a while now. You know, like I didn't want to bank on one source of income for the rest of my life. You know, I didn't want to bank on a company to kind of support and be my only source of income. And anything could happen in any single moment. For example, a pandemic like this that no one's seen coming. You know, I'm grateful. I'm blessed to be able to still say that I'm employed with a great company that really need opportunity, but it's not many people in the position like me, and a lot of people that are going through it right now, and it's just a terrible feeling, and it's a feeling that I personally never want to feel. And if there's something I can do as well as enjoy, keep me creative, keep me active, keep me fun and active, why not do it? You know, that's when my entrepreneurial spirits kind of were born. Within a year of being with EY, I just realized that everyone else above me had entrepreneurial.
Everyone else is entrepreneurial.
Exactly. And they're making the money work for them. So I have to talk with one of my managers. Actually, he's the reason why I even got into real estate. He does a lot of flips, buy and flip homes. He dabbles in stocks. He dabbles in all types of things. So why not me? Essentially, is that type of mindset. So I encourage everyone. It doesn't have to be the entrepreneurial spirit that you're thinking of, but if there's something that you enjoy and you can monetize it by any chance, figure out a way to do it to the point where even if no one buys it, you still enjoy it. That's one of the things that I told myself in my suits, that if no one bought a single pair of suit for me, I'm going to wear my suits, right?
I'll make it for myself.
I'm going to wear them myself, and I'm going to rock them well. So like it was a win-win for me, man. There was no way for me to lose going into it. So, the risks were very, very minimal with starting my own business and my entrepreneurial walk. So I'm looking to get into other ventures and do other things as life progresses as well too. So.
Yeah, man. But I think what I love about, your story and kind of your mindset to it is the fact that, the work that you're doing is very meaningful to it. So it's easy for you to find joy in it, whether, sink or swim, right? And I think a lot of people, when they start a venture, whether it be a side hustle, a small business, or they're trying to build a $1 billion company, they often kind of just optimize around, well, what if people don't like this? What about the feedback? What if I fail? But they don't love the joy of the creative process, right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, which is extremely important. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you don't enjoy it, don't do it, man. Like don't do it. Seriously, like if you don't enjoy it, man, because there's a lot of things out here that can make you money. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of things out here that can just simply make you money. But as far as time will tell if you have a passion for it or not. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty clear to say, even within this pandemic, right? We've been in it for pretty much all year. Let's say 5 months of chaos in the world, right? And of course, all the weddings are getting canceled. People are not in the office. Me specifically, that my actual business plan is on hold right now when it comes to the suit, because no one's buying suits. No one's going anywhere, right? But if you ask me if my joy of it is gone, absolutely not. I'm still I'm still motivated. I'm still, if not more, motivated to figure out, okay, how can we flip or adjust to this time of the pandemic, or what can we do
Yeah.
to kind of flip it, and even if it's not suits, how can we use what we already have built, the baseline, the foundation that we have, to kind of transition into elsewhere and transition into other things, whether it may be, the online market, or figuring out something to be active and useful within the community, within the world, So it's just it's if you have the passion for it, the joy never goes away, no matter what's going on, no matter how bad things around you may be, man. It's not just a monetary thing. That's the plus. That's the icing on the cake, but you still get to make the cake yourself.
Man.
Yeah, man.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah,
And shout out to Crystal, who's saying, hi, Tim. Excited about what you do. Crystal in North Carolina. Thank you, Crystal, for the love. I appreciate you.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
So, with Pelumi, with you embracing entrepreneurship, kind of like, how has that kind of encouraged you to like embrace the future of work as well, man?
Oh, immediately. I think entrepreneurship comes with you being aware of what's to come, right? You're from the mindset of an owner. You kind of have to move with the times. I think it's one telling, which is one of the reasons why I actually wanted to bring this up. It's very, very telling for companies that are now, either foreclosing or having to kind of shut down shop, of them not moving with the times, man. Like I said, it's not the online retail market is next level now. You know what I mean? That's what it's now. So for me, being in the menswear line, I think it's very, very important to have a very, very solidified online presence, which is where we're going next with the brand. I think that's the perfect part of moving with the times. And I think I heard today that Neiman Marcus just filed for bankruptcy. A couple of days ago, J. Crew just filed for bankruptcy, and I think it just shows that the world of brick and mortar it's just not the same anymore. No one's going inside stores to really just shop like that. It's when you can click and have your item in the front of your door within a day or two. What's the point of going inside of a store to do that? You know what I mean? So and then you go into the process of actually making a suit specific for me. What I'm moving with the times with is making sure that, okay, how can we digitize the process of the suiting that we do? From taking measurements to getting the proper photos, to getting the proper fabric that you want to move forward with. How can we get that on an online type of platform? So you don't even have to have a human interaction, because people don't want that anymore. There's a reason why these stores are closing. There's a reason why all these items all these big name companies are filing for bankruptcy, because there's the brick and mortar world is just not going to be the same moving forward. And that's what I challenge all entrepreneurs to make sure that you're thinking of this moving forward, and you're thinking of how you can progress and push that forward with these times as we move forward the upcoming years, and you don't suffer the same fate that these big name companies that have been around for so long are now suffering. So
yeah, I think what's so interesting about you too is that you really know your market. Like you're reading and you're analyzing, and at the same time you're making those adaptations, right? Because VR and augmented reality are becoming popular now. So you're thinking like, how can I, take the brand and just bring into people's homes using all of the digitization that's happening right now? And like you said, a great entrepreneur is able to kind of read what's going to happen in the future, and that's very future of work. Like embracing how's your business going to adapt with the times.
For sure. And I think that's kind of plays into part of being kind of like the smaller, newer person. You kind of have a chance to see that from a holistic perspective. The CEO of Neiman Marcus, or the CEO of J. Crew, you probably don't get the chance to think that, okay, this person just closed down. How can we move to make sure we don't avoid it, or how can we make sure we don't suffer the same fate? So having a chance to be able to see other people's news and check on fashion news, whatever it be, business fashion news that are going on in the world, it gives you a chance to kind of just shape your own business and take their pros and cons. I'm a huge advocate of learning from other people's mistakes.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? Like, I am a huge advocate of learning from other people's mistakes. There's no reason to make the same mistakes in order for me to not learn from it, to learn from it. So like it's very, very clear that no one's going to be going into your stores anymore. It's just that's just the reality of it. So and the result of that, your online presence has to be strong. Online presence has to be better. So that's why Amazon is able to sustain all of this and still stand on their own 2 feet. That's why so many other companies have been able to sustain all of this and still stand on their own 2 feet. So just being able to take bits and pieces of companies that you used to envy or look towards as motivation, and now it can happen to them, and for sure it can happen to me as well. So just practicing and taking little bits and pieces here and there to improve and be better. Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. So shout out to Sri, shout out to Crystal. Let me show love to Crystal first. Crystal saying it's all about network working. That's powerful, Crystal. Shout
That's
out to you,
great.
Mrs. Hudson. Sri is wanting to ask you, Mr. Pelumi, in your early days of your side hustle, what is your advice on time management to manage your day job and other side jobs?
Oh, that's huge. That's huge. That's huge. I think if you can combine both into one, do it. Right.
Mm,
If you can combine both into one, please by all means do it. That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal for me personally. My end goal is to try and figure out a way to kind of get into. EY has a lot of visibility to big name companies. You know what I mean? That we work with, and the goal is to kind of merge my brand and that together. You know what I mean? So
mm,
it's to the point where now I'm not working a 9 to 5 and then going home and doing the 5 to 10 or 5 to 12 route. I'm just working both things at the same time. But specific to the question, my answer would be to prioritize. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
prioritize was if your main job is with sourcing and financing your side hustle, and you should probably put your focus there first, right? Like
yeah.
let's secure what's already there, and then as you can when you have the time, build on the other. You know what I mean? And it helps to enjoy the side hustle. This is where the passion kind of comes into play as well, right? Like
Mm,
I said, there's a lot of things out there that can make you money, but if you don't enjoy doing it, you're just not gonna be successful. You know what I mean? So if I don't mind getting off of work and making a suit. Why? Because I enjoy it, right?
yeah.
But for
You're
someone
doing for
else,
free.
yeah, exactly. I do for free for myself all the time, right? So like, but for someone else that doesn't, really enjoy or have the
Yeah.
patience for it, it'll be annoying. You want to go to bed, you want to do some other stuff that you actually enjoy. That's why I think it's very, very important to make sure that you monetize something that you wholeheartedly enjoy. I think that having that entrepreneurial mindset,
Mm,
and don't get me wrong, not everything can be monetized. It's okay, but your time could probably figure out a way
yeah.
to monetize as well. So, like, if you can figure out something that you really, really enjoy, and turn it into a monetary source of income, you will save
Mm,
yourself a lot of time, man. Just solve your problems that you think will be helpful, and figure out a way to kind of push it towards being something that can be monetized. So, yeah, one my I guess to answer the question, one is have a passion for what you're doing. Have a passion for
mm.
what you're doing. Have a passion for what you're doing.
Is it just me, yo, or has Palumi cut off a little bit? He's frozen. He's frozen, guys. So, Sri, I believe Palumi is frozen. With that said, I am going to make sure that when he comes back on, we address your questions. Okay? Because Palumi is currently frozen right now. And he's going to be back. So, while he's fixing the technical issue, I would love for you all to make some comments in the comments below. Taiwo, shot to you, man. Yes, he has cut off. He is definitely cut off. I hope he's going to be back. But Taiwo, what are your thoughts, man? The process to starting a business, how's that been for you? Because I know you're a super entrepreneur yourself. Crystal, what are you building currently right now? Senna, what are you building right now? And what do you need help with? Would love to get your thoughts below as Palumi fixes this technical issue. And you're back.
Hey, I have no clue what happened, bro. It just died. My computer literally just died on me out of nowhere, man.
Oh
But
man,
sorry about
man.
that.
Oh, no worries, man. No
Yeah,
worries.
my
You're
apologies.
back.
Uh,
So Crystal,
yes, yes.
I
But
think
yeah,
I think
that's
they I think the last part of what you were saying cut off, but let me go ahead and show some love to Crystal right now. She's saying she's really into building
okay.
a business around fitness and nutrition. But what were you saying before you cut off, Palumi?
Yeah, I was essentially just saying that if as long as you have a passion for what you're doing, it won't feel like your time management. You know what I mean? You'll be able to just
Mm,
do it freely to the point where it becomes a part of your natural day. Taking orders or projecting orders it now becomes very, very easy to you as opposed to
mm,
anything else. So I think the passion is where the start is, and then the time management aspect, it figures itself out, man. Like your
mm.
weekends are fun now, doing what you love. Your after work is fun. Now you look forward to getting off of work, to doing what you really, really wholeheartedly enjoy. But like I said, man, just make sure that you're to handling what is potentially funding um, the side hustle as well.
Yeah. So make sure you're prioritizing, Sri. Shout out to Sri. He mentions he's in telecom, technology, fintech, and disruption. That's super cool, Sri. Shout out
Oh,
to you, man. So let's
oh
Pelumi,
man.
let's dive deep on remote work, man. Because
Okay.
in your full time role, you do a lot of work around organizational design and HR
Yeah.
consulting. How do you think the current trends in remote work are changing the relationship organizations have with their workforce?
Oh man, I think a lot of companies being forced to adapt to the digital world.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, EY, for example, right? And honestly, this falls for all Big Fours, Accenture, Northrop Grumman, all of the major consulting firms are kind of all adapting to this remote life, which is not a norm at all before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For any consultants out there, they know that it's usually Monday through Thursday travel, and you're gone from your family, gone from your life, you're gone from
Mm,
everything that you know to be true. 4 days out of the 7 days of the week, right?
yeah.
And I think now it's forced everyone to see that the work that we're doing is actually very, very possible remotely. You know what I mean? A
Mm,
lot of the work in the world can be done remotely. Of course, there's a few companies, factories and stuff and of that nature. But specific to my industry, HR can be done remotely. Organizational design
mm,
can be done remotely. Project management can be done remotely. Change management, all can be done remotely. And I think this pandemic is kind of showing that it's very, very possible to move forward in a digital remote world. The
mm,
priorities and the desires of the employee are now put to the forefront. You know what I mean? Like we spend more time with our employees than we spend with our own family. We spend more time,
yeah.
on the road and at home with our own people. So I think this kind of shows that shouldn't be the priority. That shouldn't be the norm at all. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I should be seeing my wife and kids more than I see my coworkers. You know what I mean? So like this is someone that I chose to do life with. I should definitely spend more time with as opposed to someone that I'm working with. And it's not to say that it's not needed, but I think in this day and age, the way things are, I don't think the normal is going to go back. I don't think it can ever be back to the regular
mm,
formatting. And I encourage all companies to really dive in and shift their business of work, the future of work, especially when it comes to if you have a high amount of millennials in your company.
yeah.
This is normal for us. Like home is fun for us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. There are a few people that really wholeheartedly enjoy going into the office and doing this, which is, I think having that option available is great, but making it mandatory is where the problem kind of lies, in my opinion. And
Mm,
then now you have situations like this where companies don't know what to do when everyone's at home. Okay, then you can still work from home as long as you have your computer, as long as you have the resources that you need to produce work. We take our calls via video, we take our calls via Zoom, via Teams, so on and so forth. It just makes it a lot more of a digital world. And from the financial aspect, I think it saves so much money for all companies from the financial aspect. Being able to work
mm,
from your home, you don't need these giant buildings in downtown. You don't need this brick and mortar offices that are costing you so on so much, so on and so forth monthly. You're able to refinance that and push those funds elsewhere, while still providing quality work. I know specifically for EY, our revenues hasn't dropped at all. If anything, our
wow.
revenues have went up over the past couple of months. Why? Because it's exposing that the work that we do can in fact be done remotely. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So it doesn't have to be physically there, from a weekly basis to achieve positive work. So yeah, I think that's how the future of work is definitely moving with this current pandemic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, now that workers are definitely prioritizing their family life, their health, it's kind of
Yep.
like it's on the
Mhm.
onus for organizations similar to a EY, a Microsoft, all of these huge organizations to encourage that, to
Mhm.
enable that, and say, okay, we're going to design the workforce
Exactly.
around
Exactly.
how you want to design your life, not prioritizing work before your life.
And I think it's gonna ultimately raise the retention rate. You know, I think one of the main reasons why people leave the consulting world is because of the travel. The job is fun. The job is awesome. You know what I mean? What you're doing is very, very fun to do. You're making a huge impact. You're creating organizational structure for big name companies. Who wouldn't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
But if you tell me that I can do that from the presence of, or from the comfort of my own home, why would I not take that? You know what I mean? I don't have to travel all around the world, and to do that. And if I do travel, it's my choice, leisurely, you know, personally, as opposed to for business work and so on and so forth. So, you know, I think it just goes to show that the digital world that all the millennials have been kind of preaching for you know, years is now brought to the forefront by force. You know, and you have no choice but to adjust to it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and one of the things that we've talked about before too is this notion of values, right? You know, and I want to get your thoughts on how you think, you know, organizations can truly live by their cultural values in this new climate.
I think everyone needs to change their values.
Yeah,
I think everyone needs to change their values and match it to the current set of what's going on. You know what I mean? The values can't be the same anymore. You know, the values that you've had since the 1900s cannot now carry you through the 2020s. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just not. The environment is different. The air is different. You know,
yeah,
like everything is just different. I think it's a matter of rethinking and redesigning for the future. You
yeah,
know, what's worked for you organizationally for the past 100 years or so. It's the likelihood of it working for you moving forward is just not going to happen at all. You know, like
yeah.
it's just not feasible. There's a reason why these major corporations are literally plummeting right now. You know, because they didn't adjust to the time. They didn't move with the current state. I remember we did a project in New York, and the company was doing great. They were celebrating their 50 years of work and within their HR. The
Wow.
goal was completely restructure HR. That was the actual point. Mind you, they're celebrating HR for 50 years of success, but they also realized that, okay, in order for us to have another 50 years, we need to adjust. We need to change this. We need to change that. We need to move with the times. And they did that. You know what I mean? And I'm very, very happy to be, you know, part of something of type of an initiative like that, because normally you get a project that, oh, you know, we're coming to kind of put out fires. We're coming to restructure things because something bad happened. But to come into an environment of something good happened, a celebration at that, on top of that, and then do good work for them and kind of shape them for the next future, for the next 50 years, to be able to celebrate even more. I think that's the type of mindset that all corporations should have moving towards this. You know, like, yes, you know, this is the current situation that we're all dealing with globally. Everybody's dealing with this. Now is a matter of, okay, how can we adjust and fix our workforce to, one, be happy with the new setup of things, and how can we stay relevant and continue driving revenue and continue driving client success and success stories within the future of work as we progress forward. You know, you just want to progress forward. You don't want to be left behind. You know, that's the main goal of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and remaining adaptive too. So Taiwo is saying, with many brands like Nordstrom going digital, do you see any innovation in the online fashion space with big brands, Pelumi?
Oh yeah, they have to. They have to.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, there's no way for you not to take your online presence. If anything, I think the online presence is a lot more focused. It should be the main focus for all of these big name retailers and so on and so forth, because that's the only way you're going to be able to essentially push forward and progress in this digital world. You know, millennials want to see cool things, and then, you know, a huge shout out to Go X Pro, our fellow brother Michael
Yeah, Michael.
Mutakuti, is doing great work. I think,
Yeah.
you know, I think what Mike is doing is extremely relevant into any and every single day and age, but more so specifically now. You know, and just rethinking your online presence, rethinking how you sell a product, how you present a product to the world, how you display it to the world, whatever it takes to kind of entice someone to want to make a purchase from your provider, you know, as opposed to just you're banking on the history or your brand loyalty of hundreds of years ago. Now it's a matter of, okay, how do we rest and shape up for the next 100 years? So yeah,
That's
you got to move
powerful,
with the
man.
times, man. You got to move with the times.
Shout out to Michael Mutakuti, man. Hafiz is saying they can't survive running only brick and mortar stores. And he's also saying change doesn't mean 2 times better. Change should be 10 times better. That's how you win. And that applies to companies, product, process, whatever it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree, man. That's great words.
Yeah.
Great words.
Really great words. I want to ask you, Pelumi, talk to us a little bit about the creative process that goes into designing one of your suits. I think the audience would love to know.
Yeah, this is where the fun kind of falls for me, man. I really enjoy the creative design for it. So I'm a very tutorial classic type of person. I love I don't know why, but like the James Bond type of feel is what I always go for. I think everything should be celebrated in a tuxedo or suit. I think major things in life should be commemorated with a tuxedo or suit. If you look at the history of things, when you win an award, what do you wear? A tuxedo or suit. When you go to a professional meeting, what do you wear? Tuxedo suit. When you go to your wedding, what do you wear? Tuxedo or suit. Important things in life are celebrated with a tuxedo or suit. And that's just a fact of it. Outside of bringing life into this world, like birth, there's not too many things that you don't have a tuxedo suit wearing it as far as celebration goes. So
you'll be surprised. Some people have right when it comes to their wife.
But I say all that to say that when I think of my design, I think of what someone would wear to one of these events. I think of what someone would wear to celebrate life, to celebrate success, to celebrate them pushing forward, achieving a goal, whatever it may be. So I try and design my pieces to that specific environment. I put myself in like I put myself in those positions. Like, okay, if I was in this position, what would I wear? If I was in this position, what would I wear? And that helps me really design it and kind of rethink. And that kind of helps with kind of reassuring myself into a lot of things as well. Manifestation is real, right? We all understand that manifestation is very powerful. So yeah, when I picture myself in these environments, when I picture myself in these situations, I kind of already and my mindset already have what I'm going to wear when it happens. You know what I mean? So I already have what I'm going to wear when it happens. So I really encourage my clients to think of you as a successful individual. You're getting the biggest award of your life, right? You're getting the Nobel Peace Prize. You're getting the Mark Twain Prize. You're getting a Grammy, an Emmy, an Oscar, whatever it may be, right? What would you wear? And then we design it together. I know what I would wear. I know what I would feel like. If you were to do it, if you went up there 15 times, right? Every single time you would wear something different, right? What would that be? So like really helping them shape their minds to exactly like, how would you celebrate a success in your life? How would you celebrate meeting the love of your life? How would you celebrate, closing a major deal that's going to set you and your family up, your kids for the rest of your life? How would you what would you want to be wearing during that time? And it helps with the designing of the you know what I mean? So I think it also helps with just manifesting great things in your life, man, and through clothing, right? You manifest great things through clothing, and you kind of put yourself in that position to achieve. And naturally, life has a way of just gravitating you towards that as well, too. So I really try and implement that in those design sessions with my clients.
I love that, man. I love that. Hafiz says your sister has been trying to get him suited by your brand, and he'll definitely be making time to get measured and tailored by you, man.
Oh man, I look forward to it, bro. I look forward to it, man.
So Pelumi, man, it's really been one of my biggest
fans, man.
What?
My sister's one of my biggest fans. I really appreciate her, man. My sister's one of my biggest, my family. When it comes to this stuff, they always push it forward, man. I really appreciate them, man. Blessings, so shout out to her for sure.
Blessings. It's truly been a joy having you on the podcast episode, man. Pelumi, where can people follow your work and the movement that you're creating with the Pelumi Oke brand?
For sure, man. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well as Twitter. It's Pelumi Oke _ that's PELUMI OKE _ and as far as my personal pages, which is essentially the same thing, if you want to keep up with my personal life, feel free to do so. At this is Twitter and Instagram at POFlame. That's POFLAME. And yeah, man, I'm happy to chat with anyone, talk to anyone. I'm an open book, man. Reach out if you want to. If you need anything, if anything I can help with, I'm happy to help.
So Taiwo is asking, what are some of the challenges in this? So last question goes to our awesome frequent viewer, Taiwo. He says, what are some of the challenges you have in the fashion space, man, as you're building your company?
Scaling. I think scaling is always going to be an issue for any up and coming, because essentially, let's be honest here. A suit is a suit, right? A suit is a good quality suit is a suit, good quality suit anywhere else. So, anywhere from mine to someone else that's doing the same thing. But I think what can set you apart is you, the individual, the face of it, the person behind it, how you carry yourself, how you approach these clients, how aggressive you are. Of course, the pricing, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of people doing what I do, but I believe what sets me apart is the mindset that I bring to it, the perspective that I bring to it, and the longevity aspect of it as well. I'm not looking to sell you a suit. I'm looking to build, your character up if I can. I'm looking to manifest in your life. I'm looking to speak positivity into your life. I'm looking to be sure that I'm around. Exactly. Like it's not just a take. I'm not just here to take. I'm here to give as well. So I encourage everyone, not even just in a fashion space in general, man. If you're looking to do anything, just don't look to take. Look at how you can give and pour into other people, man. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Great question, Taiwo. With that said, thank you so much to an amazing guide community for viewing this latest episode of Unleashing the Future of Work, a guide podcast. Thank you, Pelumi, for finding time and making this one of my favorite episodes thus far, Pelumi, man. You are awesome. And I wish you amazing blessings and momentum and everything that you're building. With that said, if you are interested in being on a future episode of Unleashing the Future of Work, a guide podcast, check us out, UTFOW.com. UTFOW.com if you are interested in sponsoring or being a guest. With that said, you all, I hope you all have a great afternoon. I will be talking to you all tomorrow. Peace, love, and talk to you soon.